so. Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom. On the interstate in traffic, but I swerve out. What's the moves for the night? What's the word now? What's the links? Hit me up, we could go now. I got hella pieces, she got hella features. Get me hella geeked up, she be blowing shisha. Reefer on me loud, hope them boys don't creep up. I don't know a thing if you do not speak up. In my own world, I don't try to keep up. Tell me what you want, don't be tryna front like I ain't what you want. I ain't here to stun, let me take you out for lunch. You the one I want, girl, you the one I want. Girl, you the one I want.
Hey, this is Ron. Okay, let's get started. So, on this first clip, I just did a lot of editing. This is the exact same clip going all the way across. And if you look in the media pool, right click it, and I can find that in the media pool. So that's this video right here. And I'm not sure what assets you're using if you're following along with me, but you might want to chop up your video. And I did this, remember, for the purposes of the demo, to show you different tips and tricks that you can use in videos, right? This is where I had his head. We went to a mirror effect here. So you kind of got the gist. I put video clips together based on what I thought the storyboard might be for this video. It will kind of look like this. So the first clip, I cut that up because here, if I go over here to the inspector, my effect was Scanlines. And I kind of keyframe that to change as the video clip went along. Then up here, we have a text box. Then of course we're going to bring in a blur dissolve here. Over here in my adjustment clip, I brought that down because we have two. We have invert. Let's take this over here. If I take this off, that white disappears. And here's my collage for the box. Click on that and make your adjustments. This clip is normal. We're trying to get to the guy. And then here, we have an invert color because we're going to have that white come up. Like that. That's just a basic camera shake. With slight adjustments to it. Then as you go, we have two camera shakes here. The effect. But over here, we're going to come in with mirror. And we have individual, right? So we go to the bottom one. And that's going to give me that mirror effect I'm looking for.
What you want from me? Tell me what it is.
That is basically me using the camera shake, and I call this camera shake 2 only because I'm not doing a lot of bouncing like I normally do with a camera shake. So if you look at this camera shake where it bounces, you see where the settings are. If I go to this camera shake,
Tell me.
You see everything's over to the far right. And the settings are different. The point here was trying to convey that this guy is just, she's confusing him. Over here, I'm going to introduce an effect, OpenFX, Flicker Addition down here. And then that radial blur right there. And that's a cool effect. He's still confused.
Tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise.
Now, that looks like I put an effect on that, and I kind of really didn't. So what I did here is I have 3 pictures all stacked up exactly the same. The bottom picture, if I go to effects, I have a flicker effect, and I have 2. This has adjustments. This is the default. If I go up 1, I have flicker addition again. But here what I'm doing is, if I start from the beginning, this picture is actually getting smaller, and I'm trying to put that picture in his mouth. So you see where it starts. So now it's moving. I'm trying to get that in his mouth. And that's going to give me that effect I want based off this transition as well too. Right, and then here, if I go to this transition, let's make this bigger. I'm going to have a dip to color dissolve coming out. On the bottom clip here, I have nothing. On this clip here, I have a transition, that dip, but then I have edge detect on this. And that's when I introduce edge detect. Over here, same thing, edge detect. But look at the settings. Totally different. I have brightness way over here on that one. And it looks like an effect, and it really is. But that's what that looks like. Now here, this color change, but basically it's pretty simple to do. I'm just going to right click on this, go over here to open fusion page. Now I'm going to drop down a color corrector down. Once I'm in that color corrector, all I did was go over here to hue, and I keyframe this from here to change colors as the video played. Now this, I'm going to go into Fusion with this one, go up here to open in Fusion page, click on that. I'm going to drop down a vector distortion right here. Shift spacebar, type in vector, and this vector distortion. And once you drop it down, just play with your settings, whatever you want to do here. Okay, let's move on. Over here, I have a smooth cut. On this clip, this is the one that you're going to learn that from Jaime. So I linked that below. But there's a few ways you can do this kind of stuff. I use a Bspine to do that. And there's a few ways you can do it. But I would say learn it from Jaime, because he has a phenomenal neon going around the car and the wheel thing. I had to pop this out only because I wanted people to see it. His doesn't. It's neon that goes inside the rim. He can go behind things and over the car and around decals, and it's phenomenal. So check it out. Now here, what I did was I'm going to start doing some compositing with these videos, right? So I'm going to change the top one because I want the bottom guy to come up. So I'm going to change the top one here to screen. Right? And these are all normal. And put that at 22%. And that's going to bleed everything else. Then of course, we're just going with the basic effect glow on this to give it that effect glow, because he's performing right now, like right here. We have a blur dissolve in there as well. And here's your effect glow. Effect glow. And that's how we're getting the glow in there through the trees and the forest. And we blocked out the highway that was right here. And that was intentional. If I go over here, I'm going to have an effect. It's going to be a mirror effect, except now we're doing individual. We're not doing this one down here. Let's scroll down. Over here, this was a glitch effect. I have no idea why it's not there, but go over to effects and go over to type in glitch and bring the glitch on top of that. And that's the one where we cover up the road there, but the blur dissolve coupled with the effect glow is what you saw at the end. And then here on the effect, we're going to go over to edge detect, and I made some adjustments there. The transition is going to be an effect slide left.
We could go now. I got hella pieces.
Right, and there's no effects on this video at all. But from here, we're gonna go round and down on the transition.
She got hella features. Jimmy hella geeked.
Now right here, we're going to change it to a crash zoom.
She be blowing shisha, reefer on me loud. Hope them boys don't creep up.
Right? And then
I don't know it.
To effect drop warp.
Hope them boys don't creep up. I don't know what they.
Drop warp. On this video, we brought in some fusion. So we're going to go right click on it and go up to open in fusion. And what we did was we brought this in. So you're going to bring in a Lumakeyer, shift space, and just type in a Lumakeyer right there. Bring in a Lumakeyer. And once you bring those two in, just play with these settings any way you want. Just slightly off there, little bit size change. That's all you're going to do. And you can play with settings here. You can see I changed things quite a bit there. But play around with this until you get what you want. And that's how I brought his face through that using Fusion. So, and that's how I brought his face in. And again, you just move this up and out, in and around. So as you can see, you can change this, how big, how close you want it. You can do a lot of different changes. You can change the color scheme on this, the hue. Play around with this, but this is how you can bring another picture through another picture and have a real seamless transition as well. In addition to the fusion, the transition is non-additive dissolve. So its head can peek out there any way you want or how much you want. And it's a good way to have really another transition. On the effect RGB Splitter and a regular transition here. Okay, so that's it. That's your effect RGB Splitter there. And then at the end, I just reversed it. So that's all I did there was reverse that, and that's pretty much everything. By the way, there are a lot of things you can do with a clip like. So let me jump over here to timeline 2 and show you what I mean. So if I click on this, and I'm going to do all this in Fusion. So right click on this and go up here to open in Fusion page. And all we're going to do is shift spacebar, and we're going to type in flicker, F-A-L-I-C-K-E-R, and add that. And this flicker effect is definitely something you want to do. Let's go back here, and you can change that. You can also use camera shake with it. You can do a lot of other things with this and just add them onto here. So learning Fusion is really, really important to making your videos look really, really good. Now we'll type in glow. Different types of glows. So now you get that. You can play with that, play with colors, take out colors, change it. So there are a lot of changes you can make here, and then couple that with some other effects to get what you want. Let's type in vector here, or we can do a blur as well. So this is one that's really cool to use as well. That's the blur. Shift spacebar, let's type in wave. So like a wave in the ocean, W-A-V, and you'll get waviness. That, and now you get that. You can go vertical, horizontal, change it up. Drip, drip, drip. Right here. Directional blurs are good too, especially if something's moving left to right. You can drop a directional blur in there. And just looking at all the things that they have here. Also put this on random, which gives you pretty cool effects too. I encourage you, implore you, to just go over here and start from the top. I mean, I use this a lot. Some of my lessons I showed you in other lessons, how to use some of this stuff. And this is the free version, not the paid version. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and again, this stuff is free. So what if I wanted to put text on top of this video clip? So what I can do is just click on here, and then right click and go up to Open in Fusion page. And now I have this. I'm going to bring down a background clip and pop it in. Bring that up here. I'm going to bring down a text box right here. Grab this, connect it to that. And then I can type in what you want. Pretty simple to do. Then I can go over here to this. I'm going to turn this all the way down. Now you can't see the text, and now you can. Let's make this a little bit bigger, why don't we? I have something. Let's go back over here. Now I'm going to show you a little trick called ghosting. Now I'm going to show you a ghosting trick. Let's fade these all in and out. So we'll take those clips, we'll line them up, and we'll kind of fade them in and out. And all we're going to do is go to compositing. Leave this one normal. Go up here and just start changing them one at a time. So we'll start with the top one. And we'll go down and change it. Oops, let's put this over here like this. And we'll change it. As you can see, it's going to give you a different effect no matter what you do. Right, so we'll go with soft light here. On the second one, we'll go with screen. Right here, I could cut that. Go over here into Fusion and flicker. Bring that down. Little range. So let's see what this looks like. As you can see, you can really add some cool effects to this, and you can cut it down even more and add effects here, like make a cut there. And just so many things, you know, you can pop in glow, you can go over here to effects, filters. There's just so many things you can pop in these videos for effects. So just start playing around with them. So I'll just, for example, just putting a directional blur on. Dispel over here, you throw that over there, and now it's an entirely different video. And go watercolor and grab this effect. Something else we can do is take a video clip like this, and we can use compositing to create a really cool effect. Now the best way to do it probably will be to keyframe it, but here's the concept. We're going to bring down the background, and now what I can do is take this and I can just kind of do cuts here, and then I'll change compositing for each of these. We'll just change them all. Put that back to normal. We'll let that render. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully my students will learn how not to steal other people's content. And I'm trying to explain to them that even response videos, to me, in my opinion, is content theft. You're making money off other people's content, and they're not really getting credit for it. Try to create your own content. This is one of the ways you can actually use someone else's content to create a legitimate video. And if you want to give them credit, you can. You don't really have to, but in this case, I'm giving Jamie a lot of credit because he does great work. So check out his videos. Please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. And until I see you again, I'm wishing everyone happy holidays, wishing you a great 2024, and have a safe, fun, and creative day.